speaking of Paramount, they got a show coming out January 15th. It's really exciting. It's got a lot. It's got 5s and 10s of YouTubers very excited. Just show the poster.
This encapsulates the fall of modern entertainment completely. It's like I look at this and just think how far we have fallen.
It doesn't even look like Star Trek. None of these people look like they even belong in Star Trek.
Is this the tweet that has the One Tree Hill on it too?
No, Robert's does. You want to get Robert Meyer Burnett's tweet?
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Click out of the left arrow over on the side of your screen. Left arrow, all the way on the left side. Right there.
I love the NCC 90210 was my favorite. I love that.
That was pretty funny.
And the worst part is it won't even get that color because One Tree Hill, like the entire point of shows like that was okay, attractive young people having attractive arguments. What are these people even?
Yeah.
It's like United Colors of effed up.
Look at that fucking Klingon.
I know. The
He's not even full Klingon. He's like half Klingon, something else.
Put your A-line skirt on for
A true Klingon would see this and want to kill every single person there. Prince of
Yes.
It just looks like a melted Whoopi Goldberg.
Also, it does look oddly liquid, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's also kind of disturbing that he's holding that girl's hand as if they're in a relationship because she's a newborn hologram. So she is like months old.
Oh,
that's why she's so retarded.
Yes.
Yeah, she doesn't understand anything, essentially. Which is weird because holograms, you're supposed to give them a personality and knowledge instantaneously. But that is the story.
Well, they need to have quirky autistic character. That's always, we need that in everything now. And it is interesting that they did couple up the black girl with the Klingon. Well, everybody guessed the guy on the right's probably gay. So
Gay here.
Is
that a guy?
I don't know.
Like he has tits.
As you're the expert.
As
I'm looking. I'm trying to work it out. Okay. So I'm not getting a boner, so I think it's a guy.
It's a woman then.
It's not, wrong, sorry. I'm not getting a boner, so it's a chick. Oh, well, better luck next time, eh? Can the Klingon put his A-line skirt on, please?
What's it sound?
Should be though.
That's fucking great right there. I love that.
That is brilliant.
Out the airlock.
Yeah.
Well, the story behind Star Trek Academy is an interesting one. We've talked about it before, but Picard season 3 came out, and it was the one thing that kind of brought together what was left of the fandom. It did something Star Wars couldn't. They brought the crew of the Enterprise of Star Trek: The Next Generation, brought them together on the D, and they rode out the D in glory.
It felt like the sign off for Star Trek. It's like I'm happy for that to end now because everything else sucks. I'm going to pretend everything else doesn't exist, and that was the finale that we wanted. And now I'm done.
Yeah, so that was possibly going to have a spinoff. There was a lot of talk of a Star Trek Legacy with Picard's kid, and they were going to rotate characters in from Voyager and Deep Space Nine, along with Seven of Nine. And listen, I at the time, Shad, I see you're being skeptical. I was too. I'm like, I don't know if we need this, but you can't argue.
Yeah, I'm expressing regret that what we could have gotten, because that would have been great. That would have been. It could have been.
Out of anything they've done, it could have been successful. There's a possibility. There's no possibility that anything else Kurtzman does is successful. Now, the reason Picard season 3 happened the way it did is Kurtzman fucked off to go do The Man That Fell to Earth and had nothing to do with it and just didn't care about season 3 of Picard was obligation. It was obligatory to Patrick Stewart, who made $1 million an episode. So they had to do it. So they made a series that was basically a bottle episode. And Terry Matalas came in and made something work. So
isn't it true that the first 2 series of Picard didn't have the old actors in because Stewart didn't want them in?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Because in that case, Patrick Stewart has a lot of the responsibility for them being crap. Because one thing that season 3 showed is that great actors can elevate material.
Yes.
And when the new people were in, they couldn't hold a torch to the old people that got like returned, like the classic characters.
To get Patrick Stewart back, the only way he wanted to come back was everything creatively that happened to Picard in those first 2 seasons that were like the Last Jedi of Star Trek. They were complete garbage. Was his idea. They were fine with his idea. They were like, they did anything to bring him back, and they finally had
turned into an android.
Well, and the whole thing was they made it sound like it was his idea to bring the crew back for season 3. You know, they kind of manipulated a little, like, this might be a good idea to bring everybody back. He's all, of course, it's a good idea. You know, so they did it. It was successful. There was this legacy, talks of legacy spinoff, and Kurtzman was silent about it. So ultimately, he did offer the job to Terry Matalas, but it was going to be shot in some European country. I can't remember which one to save tax money, but it wasn't the UK. Or Prague.
Probably.
Prague. It was Prague.
Prague.
It was Prague. Why you would shoot a Star Trek show in Prague? I mean, it's all going to be in a studio anyway. Maybe it was going to be cheaper.
It's just cheaper over there.
Yeah. And they weren't going to have as big of a budget that they did for Picard season 3, which they didn't even shoot to where you could have a 4K release. They just didn't care, and they didn't think it was going to do anything, and it turned out being embarrassingly successful. Yeah. And Kurtzman had this Star Trek Academy idea, which he pitched as Harry Potter Star Trek. Oh, Harry Potter Star Trek. And say, I don't know why.
Star Trek.
Yeah, instead of Star Trek.
Can we do that at some point?
So they lowball Terry Matalas and his crew, and everybody just says, fuck this. Like, no, we're not going to do it. And they offered the deal knowing he would not take it. So they can at least say, well, we offered him the deal and he just didn't take it. So we're going to move ahead with a very expensive Star Trek Academy show, which is going to cost a lot of money. And they put a lot of resources into because they feel like this is the one. This is the one that's going to carry through. Plus, it's got the added advantage of being in the Star Trek Discovery timeline. So we can have Star Trek Discovery characters come back.
Like
Michael
Tilly.
Burnham and Tilly.
Yeah. And Tig Notaro and
yeah, she's in it too.
It's not Burnham that's in it. It's Tilly. She was meant to return multiple times, but she's only going to be in episode 1. The Doctor from Voyager is now like 3,000 years old or something.
Tig Notaro's in it though. Tig Notaro's in it too. So
yeah.
Oh, they'll find a way to bring back Burnham. Come on. You guys think, it's impossible to bring back Burnham in a Kurtzman Trek. Come on, what are you thinking? Yes, they will.
She was such an important person, they saved her brain scan to appear as a hologram to teach all the new people.
If it was American Pie Star Trek, sign me up. But that's no, it's not.
No, not even close.
It does look like they're either getting ready for or already had an orgy in this picture. So
yeah.
How would you know, Shad?
I'm just
why is the hologram looking extra retarded in that picture?
Apparently they did write her character and then she was fresh out of like theater school or something and said she was so amazing as an actress they rewrote the entire character to be her. So everything you see is essentially authentically the actress.
Ugh.
Special needs.
Which they said she had such a great energy about her.
Right. That's what it means when they find out someone's a horrific fucking actor.
Wow,
you know what that's like? That's like Ruby Rose. Is that the actress who played Batwoman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like her role in John Wick 2. Remember, she was mute, like she's just like sign language. Like it turns out that was not supposed to be the case. She was supposed to have speaking roles, but at the last second, they decided that this would just be more interesting for the character.
Please shut up.
Terrible. She was awful, and so they're like, "Yeah, let's just have you not talk."
Her best role.
The issue they've got is that because Star Trek it's a more intellectual show, it cares about talking about ideas, the current crop of people in Hollywood, they can't understand that. They don't even know what you're talking about or wouldn't appreciate it. But if you pitch a show about feelings, well, they can that's something they get all the time. Oh, we're going to have romance and feelings and drama and everyone's going to be at each other's throats all the time. That's the kind of show they could easily get behind because it's a far simpler idea to grasp. I think you've just got a lower quality of people as the executives to make decisions on it.
Yeah.
I want the Klingon to cry.
Oh, he will.
I'm sure he will.
I want him crying within the first 2 episodes.
I'm assuming his gender. They them will cry.
Today's a good day to cry.
Feelings in corridors, feelings on the bridge. You know,
the Klingon's going to go through an entire arc about how violence is wrong, and he really doesn't like how his other people are so aggressive all the time, and he's far deeper than them. He's like the next evolution of Klingon.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the special snowflake Klingon, the one that realized that violence is wrong.
He's the sensitive one, yeah.
This could very well be the acolyte of Star Trek. It's looking that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so, because I've purposely avoided all the other cringe just so I can muster up enough gray cells to tackle this show.
The problem we're seeing with this is going to happen to Star Wars now, but Star Trek is well into. They lost a generation. They lost a generation a long time ago. So getting this is a move of desperation, and you're looking for people that aren't going to fucking show up. Nobody cares about Star Trek. It's this old-timey show, and trying to make it something it isn't to attract that audience who was never going to show up while sacrificing the audience that stuck with you forever made this a valuable. It's a niche franchise. It's nowhere near as big as Star Wars and never will be, but it was a consistent moneymaker. It had a very passionate, smaller audience that bought fucking the blueprints, bought the toys, cosplayed, went to the convention. But when I went to the convention at like our first meetup, the first thing I noticed was everybody's fucking old here. Like everybody. There is no kids walking around.
Mid-1990s, you've got Voyager and DS9 simultaneously on television, plus the TNG movies.
Yeah.
That is what you call Star Trek as absolute height. Now... And that was got fucking cum dumpsters in space coming to a streaming platform that nobody's watching near you.
And that was a Star Trek that was brought back after an original series that probably shouldn't have been canceled, got torpedoed because the network fucking hated Gene Roddenberry. A fandom that kept it alive for years and turned it into a movie franchise, which,
almost never happened.
Dude, there's a lot of people who have just watched the movies and never really watched much of the original series, and that's how they know Kirk. And that's good enough. The movies were good enough. Seeing the cast of Star Trek on the cover of Time magazine was a trip. That was like, what the fuck? This stupid little nerdy show has finally made it, And that was cool to see. But they wasted all that because Paramount, which was equally dumb as Warner Brothers since Jar Jar Abrams and since getting rid of Berman, who I have already publicly apologized to multiple times because I was way too hard on the guy. I thought he was a little sterile. No,
Rick Berman.
Rick Berman. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was wrong. He was right. They should have stuck with him. And they have been trying to make Star Trek something else since 2009.
Yes.
I'm not sure whether they're trying to make it something else or whether they simply don't know what Star Trek is. I think we saw it with Section 31. The foundation of Section 31 is it right to have people sacrifice themselves and do horrible things to protect the innocence and morals of others? What evil is required to protect essentially naive, innocent people, even if you think it's good that they are that way? And everything is based, each of the series is based around like a fundamental idea like that. Whereas in this, I think they seem to think, they said it in Strange New Worlds, they think the foundation of Star Trek is it's a socialist utopia. And so that's what all of their series is based upon.
That's an idiot's guide to fucking Star Trek.
One of the other thing about the socialist part of things is it's also about the like you say, the social fulfillment of it, right? Because there is kind of a currency in Star Trek, which is just simply energy, right? But it's not just that. You know how every socialist believes that in the socialist utopia, there will be a writer, a poet, something creative.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what this is. Because Star Trek Fleet Academy isn't for every rando. That's the elite course. Those are the best of the best. And yet somehow this gathering of random-ass chuckle fucks have managed to get in there. That's the socialist dream right there, where despite not doing anything, you somehow end up at the top of the hierarchy. That is more utopian than any amount of economic socialism.
Well, that's why this isn't Star Trek. It's a skin suit wearing doppelganger mutated monster.
There isn't a shred of masculinity in this picture in Star Trek. And that's what it's missing. And that's what so many other intellectual properties are missing. And that's why they're dead. You know, they tried to make this, again, a girls brand. Somebody on Twitter said, is this for 13-year-old girls? Yes, it is. It is. Problem is, there ain't a single 13-year-old girl on planet Earth that's going to watch this.
No.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.